Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about dressing up. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 8th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minatoku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is Chic Central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anatomo Present no Tachiden. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Mudni Suru wa Yamimashou. And all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. I want you to 1, sell more and do it more easily. 2, exceed your target. In fact, let's blow up your targets. Number 3, make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 380, and today we're talking about dress for success when selling in Japan. I recently launched a new project called Fare Bella Figura, Make a Good Impression. Every day, I take a photograph of what I'm wearing, and then I go into detail about why I'm wearing it and put it up on social media. To my astonishment, these posts get very high impressions and a strong following. It's ironic for me. I've written over 3,000 articles on hardcore subjects like sales, leadership, and presentations, but these don't get the same level of engagement. Like this article, I craft it for my audience and work hard on the content, and yet articles about my suit choices get a lot more traction. What I take away from this is people are interested in how we present ourselves in business. The thesis of Fare Bella Figura is that first impressions are so important. In sales, people judge us hard based on how we look before we even have a chance to open our mouths. If we don't get that initial visual interaction correct, then we can be playing catch-up to correct an unhelpful first take on us. Clothes maketh the man is an old idea and is related to this first impressions equation. The other thesis of Fare Bella Figura is that I dress for the meetings I'm going to have that day rather than some random selection of what is back from the dry cleaners. We're going to make an impression with the buyer one way or another. So I want to be in control of that impression as far as is humanly possible. I believe there is a direct link between how we present ourselves and the degree of credibility we can instill in the client. If we make a mess of the fabric and color combinations, we are screaming unsophisticated. I do not recommend for men to ask their wives for advice. Study this dress for success topic for yourself and become the master of your own universe. If we are turning up with ancient stains on our tie or our suit, it is interpreted as sloppy, and there's now a strong doubt about our quality consciousness. If our shoes are scuffed or not displaying a high-shine finish, it says we are lazy, not detail-oriented, and unreliable. The term down at heel means poor, And it comes from the fact that the back of the heel of the shoe has worn down and has not been repaired. Either we are too poor and obviously not a success in the sales profession to be able to repair it, or too indifferent, and either way, it is a bad sign for the buyer. If we are wearing a brown or tan belt with black shoes, or vice versa, it says hick, and someone who lacks common sense. The exact matching tie and pocket square colour combination is another faux pas these days. Would we want to accept these types of salesperson as our trusted advisor? I doubt it. I certainly wouldn't take their advice on anything if they can't even dress themselves correctly. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, and we also have custom in-house programs as well as both in Japanese and English. We do classes in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 25th and 26th of April, our High Impact Presentations course. On the 26th of April, we'll start our Winning with Relationship Selling program. On the 9th of May, we'll have our Dale Carnegie course. Go to our website at japan-dalecarnegie.co.jp. That's Japan, Japan, hyphen, Dale, D-A-L-E, Carnegie, CARNEGIE.co.jp. Get my best-selling books. Japan Sales Mastery, which in Japanese is Zaegyo. This is the Bible for selling in Japan. Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, which is Anatomo Present no Tatsujin in translation. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muni Sunu wa Yamimashou. And all available from Amazon. If you like learning by watching videos, we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, the premier business show in Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. And on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. That's Greg, G-R-E-G, .story, S-T-O-R-Y, @dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. Suits too large or too small are another bad indicator. They've either lost a lot of weight but haven't bothered to get their suit taken in, or they're getting chubbier, haven't had the suit taken out because they won't spend the money. Isn't that expensive to alter an existing suit? And the difference is total. If the suit trousers are too long or too short, it looks off. Go and get them altered or replace them. Style and fashion are difficult to navigate. Suit jacket lapels get skinnier, ties get wider, then get narrower, trousers get slimmer, then get fuller, socks get discarded when wearing shoes. All sorts of temporary fashion trends take over the dictates of what is appropriate. Suits can last more than one fashion trend, and you have to debate with yourself whether that wide lapel is still going to present the right image with the client when everyone else is wearing a narrower lapel these days. I struggle with this. I have a favourite double-breasted Versace suit from years ago. Because the style is dated, I don't get to wear it much or at all, and that seems a waste. However, if I'm dressing for my client, then the answer is simple. Leave it in the wardrobe for a day in the future when that trend makes a comeback. My mantra when I leave the house every day is to check my look in the mirror and ask myself, do I look like one of the most professional people in my industry? If I don't, then I go and make a few changes until I am satisfied I can pass that test. Here is a caveat. For a lot of men in Europe, they'll be wearing a jacket and trouser combination rather than a suit. And the American trend is to much more casual clothing. In certain industries like IT, you will hardly see anyone wearing a suit. Now, I sell in Tokyo, and everyone here wears a suit. I remember I was so surprised when I met the president of a gas stand, and he was wearing a suit. So men's suits are predominant here. Therefore, I dress for this business environment, and you should do the same for your reality. There's a correlation between the quality of our clothing and our personal financial success. Buyers judge us based on what they see. If we look cheap and nasty, they won't want to trust us with their business because we don't look successful. On the other hand, if we're overdressed, it can have a negative consequence. It can make them feel inferior. So the balance is important. If we roll up in our expensive Brioni or Kiton suits and Rolex watches and they are just a salaryman tasked with purchasing goods and services of the company, they can feel inferior and experience some discomfort. We look a bit too sharp to them and they don't want to get cut. As I say, getting the balance right is the key. We will make an impression on the buyer based on what we wear, so we need to determine what that impression will be. We don't leave it to luck or chance. We make sure it is the right choice, the one that leads to the deal getting done. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned, go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, ruler, coin, dosh, lolly, readies, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.